Hi everyone, here's a quick presentation of the Calibrator. So run the program. First thing you will need to do is to declare a boat and tell the Calibrator about this boat, what type of boat it is, and also how the electronics are configured on board in terms of devices, masthead units, speedos. And you'll also have to give it a little bit of information about the performance of the boat. Once we've done that, we can go straight into calibration, specify a log file. There's a little configuration step to be done, similar to Race Replay. In fact, you can import the settings, so it's pretty fast, just for the calibrator to know how to read your log. And then we're straight into it. The log gets read and then processed. And then we have two steps where we have to help the calibrator create some phases. This is quite similar to how it's done in Race Replay. And then there's another step for quickly looking at tacks and jibes, and just go over those and try to place the wands at reasonable places and select the tacks and jibes that you like. And then we're into the calibration. Here's the part where we want to look at the speedo, where we can actually play a little bit with, for example, the hertz to knots, and see what the result is in terms of delta between speedo and speed over ground. And we can even specify that there was a little bit of current on the race course, which means that we're now comparing speedo with the speed over ground corrected for this current, so they should match even closer. We can look at the correction of speedo versus heel as well. Next step is looking at the compass. Here's the delta between a compass and a corrected course over ground. And there's all kinds of stuff we can do here, play around with the leeway and try to optimize those curves and then work on the deviation table for the compass. Then it's off to looking at masthead unit offset. So this is the value we had while we were sailing. This one looks to be a bit of an outlier. Let me just get rid of it. And now we can play around and try new offsets and see how that improves things from tack to tack. And finally, we can look at upwash, look at what's the delta of true in direction tack to tack. And here again, we can possibly go in and change some values in the upwash table and see if this has any effect. It's improved a little bit, and bit by bit, we are going to improve the upwash tables. Up here is for angles, down here for speed. Once we're all done and we're happy with those new calibrations, we get a big summary of all those calibrations, and we can actually copy to clipboard and send this to ourselves by email, or just to print it out for us to punch in the electronics on the next day. And then we also get the opportunity to generate a post-calibrated log, either on its own or actually append it to the original log, and go straight into Race Replay to try to do some performance analysis.